Welcome to the webinar. This is Rhonda Liebig, and I am very appreciative that you're here with me today. We're going to talk about some great stuff because let's just focus in on our main issue of losing weight and how easy it is to gain weight, but sometimes how hard it is to go the opposite way, which is losing the weight. And so we're going to talk about that today because losing weight is a very tricky thing. It's a very personal thing, and that's what this virtual webinar is all about today. And it's mainly focused in on what can you do, what kind of shifts can you do, some key steps that you can do to really get your body shifting. The screen I have up for you right now is going to give you an idea of the areas that we're going to spend time in. So I want to make sure that I kind of give you a grid so you know what's happening. I'll talk a little bit about that also. In the beginning, I'm really going to focus in on the why. Like, why are you here? Which I know you have an idea of why you're here, and I want to really support you in that. And just you being in here live, it gives the energy and the excitement of what wonderful things we can really do as coming together as a group and talking about how us women really deal a lot with hormonal shifts and things that are happening that we sometimes question, you know, am I not feeling well? My doctor is saying that my blood work is all right, but still things aren't shifting. I feel bloated. So me as a health coach, I come in and I really start evaluating how your body is looking, how much energy you have, and it all comes down to that through our personal journey and the way that we look right now, which is a buildup of the lifestyle that we've had. And I'm going to help you with some lifestyle shifts and also with some food. So we're going to talk a little bit about that as you see this great picture of all those carrots and fresh vegetables. The top left corner, I've been launching a fit camp. It's called Sexy Slim, which sexy to me is us women really feeling strong in the body that we're in and that we're feeling like we can conquer the day. That's what sexy is to me. I've talked to some other people, and it's kind of interesting some of the takes they get from it. So that's a little interesting word to be using. But anyway, so it's Fit Camp. a 2-day jump start. In this Fit Camp, you're going to learn more about that. By the end that we're done, we're going to go over that. We're going to, the tools and tips I'm going to give you today, it's really going to be about what you've been learning in the Mind, Body, Soul series videos. So if you have not seen these 4 videos, they're going to be heading out and not available by Friday evening. But all this has been really just explaining that there's ways that we can lose weight, but you have to really start looking at yourself and evaluating. So the why is going to really give you some information on why you want to stay with me for this 60 minutes and what you're going to be getting out of it. We're going to talk about my story. I really want you to get to know what brought me to where I'm at, because I have dealt with many things with my health also. So you'll be able to hear some of the stories that I have. And then we're going to really focus on the 3 tips. So that's going to be 50% of the time that we're going to be spending together. And then a way to work with me. So we were talking about this Fit Camp, and then and we'll talk a little bit more about that. This URL that I have here, rhondaliebig.com, Fit Camp Beta Stage. This right here is going to give you a special price for being here today. So and I'm going to keep that available till Friday evening. So today it's Thursday, 1 o'clock Pacific time, and we're going to, let's jump off in the why. So main thing is why we should be together and really talking about there is because healthcare is rising. The financial costs of taking care of ourselves, and the more people that have been getting sick. And I was just talking to Andrea, one of my really close friends, and we were discussing how she supports doctors in their business that really deal with cancer patients. And she's saying that cancer patients used to be 60s and older, but now they're seeing 40, 50, younger people, even 30s, of having cancer. So it has a lot to do with our food and our lifestyle. So let's really hone in on that today. But it used to be 714 billion, and this number may not mean much to you, but let's jump all the way to 2017, where it's looking like we are going to be at 4.3 trillion. Now this is a projection, but isn't the projection interesting, because it is just out of this world. So with you being with me here today, I'm really excited, because we're really going to dig in deep on why we need to make these changes. Chronic disease is on the rise in 2014, and you know what? The things that they were talking about is childhood obesity, which we do have children that are more overweight, and it has to do with just all of us, the way that we're eating, and really learning that you can eat fast without eating fast food. And if you do end up at a fast food place, finding those ways to eat that are not going to be overly with the calories and everything. But also fast food usually isn't, it's hard to find whole foods in a fast food place. So the childhood obesity has been really going up. Also poor lifestyle choices. So we'll talk about that today, because there's going to be a lifestyle tip in there. And then also if you've been looking at the Mind, Body, Soul series, I give quite a bit of lifestyle tips in there that really help you, and some real basic ones. It's really just about making basic shifts. Stepping a little bit further into it, the projected rise in cases of 7 of the most common chronic diseases. So let's say within 20 years, there's supposed to be a 62% increase in cancer. Mental disorders is 54%, diabetes 53%, heart disease 41%. Heart disease is interesting. That really runs in my family, men and women. So it's been something that's really been a focus on me. And what I do is I'm always adding a cardiovascular workout to what I do, because I'm always, concerned about my insides working it, but also with the food I've been eating. So I've been really focused in on health since I was very young, so we'll get into that in a moment. But cancer, look at that, 62%, and cancer has a lot to do with a lot of the chronic disease is food and the way that we're living our lifestyle. So let's try and nip this today by just jumping off into an area that may be new for you, or something that you've kind of been doing, and I'll help you get motivated as a health coach and get you going. Up top right here, I've been releasing these 4 videos and been talking about what's false fat, have you been feeling this way? The second video is about me and about how I am hypothyroid. And I was diagnosed with that when I was 29, 30. I think I was 29 when it started happening. But when I was even younger, I was getting some symptoms that I didn't get diagnosed with until I was older. And then also what's your bold health goal? Now the third video I really like because it gets you into doing an exercise where you look at these 16 symptoms and seeing how you're feeling. And I'm going to share them with you today again. And we're going to really discuss what's your next step after this. After you get these tips, what are you going to do? So let me get you into action. Video 4 was just released, and that, again, all 4 videos are going to come down on Friday, tomorrow, within 24 hours. But this one is something like what we're going to be talking about today. So this will really help you into getting to know more about yourself. So my background is that I'm a CPA. I've been doing accounting for 15 years, and it came down to that I wasn't feeling very good. I'm a mom of Jacob and Kirsten. I have a husband that's also a CPA, and that was just part of my lifestyle. But just rewinding just a bit, when I was 19, I started being a personal trainer, working out, really guiding people with the foods that they're eating. And I ended up leaving the health industry for a while because I really started focusing on my on getting my schooling done and finishing to be an accountant, and then also to get my CPA license. And so that kind of went off to the wayside. Always worked out, but what happened? I was feeling extremely tired. I was not able to reset my body. You get really tired, and then all of a sudden you just feel like you're falling, and you really can't get up. There's no energy to it. I was starting to feel that way. When I had Jacob and Kirsten, it got worse because I was working more than full time, really a lot of extra hours, and sometimes working until 8, sometimes at 2 in the morning, depending on if there was a big project. It was really crazy where I was working, and then not being there as a mom, and then also as a wife. I had a terrible feeling not being able to be part of everybody's life. I was always in the office working, and I have a wonderful husband, and he really supported me in this process, where I finally got to the point where I said, I have no floor, I have no ceiling. I feel like I'm kind of falling apart, and I really fell back into the health area. And I've been doing this for in total about 16 years, and it has been incredible because not only has it been a way for me to touch other people's lives, but it's really helped our family too in being happy and centered. So I'm going to share those my experiences with you today. And the experiences are not my experiences, but there's going to be other people. I'm going to give you other people's experiences with working with me too. But you'll see here I'm an author, #1 best-selling author actually on the Amazon, and for the Fit Solution. And the stuff I'm going to be teaching you today is how I guide you in this book also. Definitely need to go out and get the book. It's a great one. It's me being there for you as a coach. Fox 40, I've been doing a lot of media, so it's been really fun getting out there, getting to as many people as possible, talking to them about their health. Today we're going to talk a lot about your face and a lot of exercises I do. Not today, but we usually talk a lot about body too. And this area right here, the face and the body, we talk a lot about in our Fit Camp. So I'll talk more again about that. Doing my book was really incredible. And I reached out to like Andrea Beeman. She's pretty high up there when it comes to health coach. Bernie Siegel, he taught in my school, and he was an incredible man. In what I learned from him while I was going through school, that I reached out to him while I was writing, and I said, hey, will you look at my book? I really want you to know about my chapter 5, because chapter 5 is a lot about balance. It's a lot about the telomeres in your cells, which really show, the telomeres are just like this shows basically how you're living your life, if you're living a full, robust, relaxed life, or if you're extreme on the go, and how much it shortens your lifespan. And so I was talking to Bernie Siegel about, can you read this book? It's all about relationships, and this is what you inspired this book. in this chapter 5. And so he actually wrote the foreword in it, and it says women need to realize that they are to live their own authentic life and not just fulfill a role imposed upon them. Through her book, Fit, Rhonda can be your life coach and help you to become the person you want to be and become your authentic self. I just love Bernie Siegel. That's just such a wonderful person he is. And really, it's true. You live your life to make sure that you're happy and you're going to be able to support everybody else around you. And so we are focused on taking care of ourselves. So give yourself this time to really focus in on how you are feeling, and let's get right into it. Okay, so do you have any of these symptoms? Fatigue, increased sensitivity to cold, so you're feeling cold often, constipation, dry skin, unexplained weight gain, puffy face, hoarseness, muscle weakness, elevated blood cholesterol level, muscle aches, tenderness, and stiffness, pain, stiffness, or swelling in the joints, big deal, heavier than normal or irregular menstrual periods, thinning hair, slowed heart rate, depression, impaired memory. Any of those 16. Now, out of all those 16 symptoms, I had 15 of them. 15. So the one thing I didn't have was the elevated blood cholesterol level. But having hypothyroid is really a hard thing because your thyroid can affect everything in your body because every cell in your body needs that thyroid hormone. It's like your key to your metabolism. But even if you don't have thyroid today, think about it. Are there things that are happening for you that are stopping your process from losing weight? If you have more than one of these symptoms, things are happening. And hopefully you've gone to a doctor to get checked out. But another area to look at is there some things you can change in your way that you're living your life and also the foods that you're eating. So let's get right into it. I want to give you solutions, results, but I also want you to be ready, feel the energy in your body that you're ready to make things happen, because that's the most important thing, is finding that focus and that energy and that excitement. So Samantha's been working with me for a while. She's the owner of a company, and she has been spending time really focusing in on her goals monthly and really making some changes. So Rhonda's helped me with my transformation in so many ways. She has taught me to be open to new possibilities that I would not have been open to before working with her. I am truly grateful to her for her positive coaching style, inquisitive attention to detail in my personal progress. Because of Rhonda's coaching style, I have learned to carry less guilt when I have had a misstep of fallen into my old habits. I have been able to move leaps and bounds in her plan and not been held back from the old feelings that never did me any good. I find that I connect deeper with my personal plans and feel more successful than ever before by using Rhonda's signature Fit 4 steps. Because of the basic process and well thought out approach. Thank you, Rhonda, for all your heart and soul that you have put into what you do. Thank you, Samantha. And some really key things here. The Fit process I'm going to be working through because I want you to envision how you're going to implement this into your life. So we're going to talk about that in these tips I'm going to give you. And then also that when us as women, when we have a misstep, we sometimes are very hard on ourselves. When you're hard on yourself, you're going to go backwards in your plan. Now, we can always go backwards a little bit, but the harder you're on yourself, the more you're going to fall back and not get the results that you want, or it's going to take longer. First tip, I'm really excited. Here we go. So I want you to look in the mirror. Now, if you don't have a mirror in front of you, let's think about this. Under your eyes, you see this right here where it shows kidneys? Let's talk about that, because a lot of us have the puffiness under the eyes, and that is directly linked with kidneys and how your body is processing stuff. And kidneys does a lot. It's a water organ, and you really need to make sure that you drink plenty of water so you're taking care of the organ. But Think about the beauty factor. Everything is connected with how you're taking care of your body, and the aging process happens at a slower rate if you are balancing your body as much as you can. So let's focus on the kidneys for your first tip. And the reason why we're doing that is because today we're not going to talk about any special diet. So that's health now. Like what we're talking about now is more of the modern way of looking at your health. So I'm not going to go old school and put you on a diet, but I want to educate you so that you can learn about under your eyes, if you have any puffiness, and the foods that you can have. And I'm going to give you a lifestyle tip that goes along with that to help you so you can balance your body. So let's start stepping really into the health now versus the old school way of looking at health. So let's step into it. If you have under eye stuff going on, sometimes what that can be related with is if you're not drinking enough water, if you're drinking alcohol, if you're drinking a lot of alcohol, that can also affect your kidneys. If you're having too much caffeine, caffeine is a diuretic, so it's going to really extract out that water out of your system, and it can really affect the puffiness in your eyes. Spices actually will add darkness under your eyes. Very interesting, but if you have any darkness under your eyes, that's another thing to think about, is that if you eat a lot of spicy stuff. If you have thyroid stuff going on, if you're hypothyroid, you're going to find that it really connects with your kidneys too, because your kidneys usually are going to have a little bit of an issue with processing the fluids in your body. And if you have a thyroid issue, most likely you're going to have something happening under your eyes. So kidneys related with, let's give some ideas of some things you should be having happen if you're having also kidney stuff. So you're passing only small amounts of urine. Now that's when you have extreme kidney issues. Swelling, particularly of the ankles and puffiness around the eyes. So if you have any swelling of the feet or ankles, it's related a lot with your circulation too. Unpleasant taste in your mouth. Persistent fatigue or shortness of breath. So if you find yourself doing a lot of that feeling of really having a hard time breathing. Loss of appetite because your metabolism slows down. Increasingly high blood pressure, muscle cramps, especially in the legs, and pale skin. So if you have really pale skin, your under your eyes are swollen, and you have some of these things where you're not drinking enough water, really add some water. That's going to be able to help you. And also slow down on your caffeine. Now, I had a client in here the other day, and they were having double espresso in the morning. I know quite a few of you do that, but you have to be real careful, because if you're not adding the water to your body, your body's going to have these really big shifts of extracting the water out of the system, and then flooding it with water. And so that can be a real hard thing on your kidneys. Then also think about this. How is this connected with losing weight? So for tip 1, what we're talking about is your face and looking at it. And so how is that connected with losing weight? You think about it, when your body is processing something, if it's not going smoothly, if you don't really have an appetite, then that means your metabolism really isn't working, or that you're feeling colder more often, then you're going to have a sluggish metabolism, or you're going to have some type of swelling. And swelling is another part of your body being overly toxic and not being able to take care of herself. So you want to really implement the tips I gave you, which is adding your extra water, watching out for your caffeine, and your spices. Now the foods, let's focus in. This is the last part of your kidneys, tip 1. Foods for kidneys. You want red bell peppers, garlic, onion, apples, berries, apple cider vinegar. The list is actually quite robust. This is just a few of them that I pulled out. You can really start helping making those shifts. You're going to notice that all of this, if you put this all on a plate, how beautiful it would look, because there's so many colors in everything we're talking about here. So color is really important when you're eating your food. Make sure it's not all white and bland and flour, but you're adding the vegetables that have a lot of color to it. And now, since we're talking about the kidney is since it's a water organ, you're going to find stuff that has water to it that's going to help the kidney moving and working. So make sure you add that to your list if you're having that issue. With your lifestyle, what you want to do for your shift is take 2 breaths. They may sound easy, but what this lifestyle tip is telling you is that every few times out of the day that you should take a moment to catch your breath. Because we're always in forward movement, probably leaning forward in your chair, or when you're walking, you're leaning like way forward instead of being more relaxed in your walk. So take 2 breaths. So you're going to roll your shoulders back first and really open up the lungs and take a cycle of breath. As you exhale, be connected with what that does for your body. It's releasing, relaxing it. And as you are relaxing, your body is going to have a nice little, quick little meditation. It's all connected with your body and just releasing and relaxing it. And you're going to go through your second second set of breathing in and out. And you're going to notice just those 2 breaths are going to help your body relax and open up. And so with you doing that, and you should be doing that right now, is that you want to add a timer to your computer, add a timer to your phone, depending on what your lifestyle is, and remind yourself and do it 3 times through the day. And as you do that, your body will relax, and it'll help your body with being able to work what it needs to work. So make sure you listen to your body each time that you're doing and implementing the tip. You want to make sure that you're aware of how your body is feeling. Is your body feeling aggravated? Do you have a pain in your stomach? Are you feeling like your face is aging really quick? Listen to your body. What is happening? The first tip that I gave you with focusing in on your under your eyes, that's just the beginning of looking at what's happening for you. Mary's worked with me for quite a long time too, and she owns a business, Municipal Resource Group. She said, working with Rhonda over the past year has given me the serenity and confidence to grow my business with an additional 7 new staff members. I owe a lot of work that I have done with Rhonda to my business success and development. So not just your internal health, but being able to have that mind clarity and the confidence and the serenity, which was the breathing. The confidence is when you know like what's happening for your health and you're able to take care of it. So I'm giving you the confidence because you're looking at yourself, and now you don't have a question like what is going on. You have tools and tips to kind of just play with some things and figure out, you know, what's going to work for you and what's not. Second tip, chin breakouts. You're going to see in this woman right here, it's hormonal shifts, and you have to be real careful because especially as you're in your 40s and 50s, you have some big hormonal shifts. But even when you're going into puberty, when you're going into your 20s, into your 30s, and we have all these shifts happening, we have to really take care of our body. And when you're not listening to what's happening, and you're wondering, you know, how to take, like on the surface, how to take care of the skin, let's go internally and how you're going to be able to take care of the chin breakouts. So when you're dealing with that, you usually even have extra body fat because in that area there's a couple things that can be happening. And you want to really focus in on how you're going to calm your body down, and a great way to do it is ginger. If you have ever had ginger ale is good for the stomach because it calms the stomach down. Well, ginger ale does that for the stomach, but it also does it for the body. It does it for being able to calm the bloat down. So the first one that I really liked, how I like to add ginger, is through Sassy Water. So you can just Google that. Sassy Water is incredible. It's real basic to make. But you have like cucumbers in there. The cucumbers will help with keeping the water in your cell. So it really helps balance the cell. So cucumbers are really important to you when it comes to bloating. And it's important to everybody, but when you're having specific things like this, it's great to help calm the system down. And you're also adding ginger into the Sassy Water, so it's really good and great way to start your day. And then drink it throughout the day. And you make it at night, and then you have it through the for the next day ready to go. And then make all your dressings. Making a dressing is really easy once you get up and figuring out how to make your salad dressing. And if you already do, make sure you just add some ginger to it in some of your dressings, because it'll taste great, be a nice addition, but it'll also help with any inflammation going on with your chin breakouts. Also, add ginger to your marinade. Do like for your chicken or for your steak, and it'll help really work the marinade into the meat too. Now for lifestyle, this is really interesting because I was thinking about this, like what's one that's really going to help calm the system? And so I started thinking about yoga, and I was like, but you know what? We have inflammation, and we have like these hormonal shifts, and our body's not cycling through, that we want to add the cardiovascular. Cardiovascular is really important because it's going to keep the circulation moving along. And as you do that, it's going to help with like the inflammation in your ankles, under your eyes. It's going to help get that circulation booming, moving along. So add cardiovascular. So in this second tip, think about how you are going to implement this. So for the tip 1 and tip 2, it has to do with food. So let's make sure that you add your new ingredients that you want to add onto your master grocery list today. And because we're kind of building a grocery list to what's going to work for you. And let's focus in on the cardiovascular. If you're already doing cardiovascular, look to see how much you're doing. If there's space to do that, maybe you should be doing some more. Cardiovascular can be walking, it can be power walking, which is a little bit different than regular walking, or it can be jogging. Most of my clients, when I go into my studio and I work with them through Skype, or people coming into my studio, is that I have very few people that really jog these days. A lot of the ladies that I have are really into just moving quick and keeping the heart rate up that way, because the jogging is really hard on the body. But if you are a marathon runner and that feels great on your body, then that would be your cardiovascular. But you want to do this a minimum of 3 times a week, so you get that movement going. If you can do it every day, which would be like on your off days of doing big cardio, maybe just going for a light walk. But 3 days a minimum is a great way to start. And if you're already doing stuff, then you want to implement it in a little bit more additional to help with that circulation. And you want to pull out your calendar and figure out, when can I add my workouts? Because this is what we do in the fit process, is figuring out, how's this going to fit into my schedule? And if you say you're going to promise yourself that you're going to be doing something, it's at the point now where you say, okay, so now I know and I'm getting some tools here, but how am I going to really implement it? And to visualize it is the way of saying to yourself, this is where I'm going to add it in. And where do you have your space, so then you can say, I have time to get my workout clothes on, go work out, and then and then be able to take a shower to get to work or finish the night, however you feel. But add that into your calendar. And if you have a calendar now, make sure you write a note that you're going to be adding it to your calendar or add it in right now. Third tip. Okay, I've been seeing quite a bit of people dealing with this, but having a full face breakout. So I was talking to somebody, she was in her 20s. This does happen sometimes in your 20s, but you want this to happen sometimes in your teens, when you're dealing with the hormonal shifts. But adult acne and dealing with like a full face breakout is pretty frustrating, because we're thinking, okay, we're done with being a teenager. Why is my face breaking out? A lot of that has to do with your lower intestine. So if you're feeling constipated quite a bit, that could be a direct link that your face is having some issues with and it could be because you're feeling constipated, and the constipation can be from a myriad of things. It could be from having the wrong foods for your body, so your body's getting inflamed, and your digestion is getting clogged. It could be that you are not eating enough fibrous foods. So I'm going to give you some food and lifestyle to go with this, and a way to take care of your digestion. So your lower digestive tract is the last part of your digestion, where the last nutrients comes in, but stuff will sit there too long and it will not be good. And this is where that inflammation can really show up in your face. So you want high fibrous foods. So that would be any green leafy vegetable is wonderful because it has nice nutrients, a lot of high nutrients in it, plus it has the fiber. And it's going to give you the stuff that's going to scrub and keep your system going as it's going through your digestive tract. Right now, if you're having the issue of your full face breakout, you want to look at organic fruits and organic vegetables. And usually when I'm working with a client right away, I don't go into organic fruits and vegetables. But if you are dealing with a full face breakout, you want to be really aware of the types of the stuff that you need to do to really take care of your body. So to keep it balanced, you want to be aware that the stuff that our fruits and vegetables are sprayed with can overwhelm our body and make them toxic. So be very, very careful at this point in helping clean up your body. Okay, so probiotic food. So probiotic food would be yogurt, sauerkraut if you love it. My husband's family, they're German, and so they have like this sauerkraut and sausage and all that. That's really good for your lower digestive tract and taking care of it. Pickles, dark chocolate, of course, do everything in moderation, not extreme. And then avoid dairy and milk products. Now, when I first went through health coaching, I knew that I'd have to bring this up at some point. It was really hard for me because a lot of us, we talk about how we get our calcium from our milk and dairy products. But think about it. If your body is not digesting your dairy products, it just kind of sits in your system. And since it doesn't have fiber, it will literally sit there for a while and it will not be good. Sometimes that is the direct cause of inflammation. So you have to be really careful on when you're drinking milk or eating cheese, how your body's reacting to it. So it's just kind of something to think about. But avoiding it would be really good because the lower digestive tract, it'll just sit in there and it will not be good for you. And then ideas. How about salad? Having a salad that has all the different colors, like what we were talking about in the first tip. So bring maybe all that stuff in, plus adding even more vegetables and doing different colors. And that's where you're going to get your fiber. And then you have your kale. Kale is like the top up there when it comes to the densely, how dense it is with the nutrition. There's tons of nutrition in there, just that like one leaf. And then if you eat meat, then sauteing some kale with some garlic and olive oil, and then adding it with your meat. It's a great way to add the kale. So if you haven't tried kale yet, it's a great way to add that in. Lifestyle. Now this one I know for sure is the best thing for this issue because yoga is going to help relax your digestive tract, and you need that for any kind of constipation, anything not moving through real quick. And the yoga is going to calm your cells, your system. And also you do a lot of twisting, so it really moves stuff through your digestive tract and keeps you with moving everything through your system, because you want your system to be able to absorb the nutrients, so you want your system to feel relaxed, but you also want to feel like you are going to be able to move things. And so a lot of the twisting in the yoga will help, and also the breathing. So the yoga really encompasses all the tips too. So the yoga, and the second tip was adding cardiovascular. So if you're dealing with all three of these areas and the 3 tips that I showed you, try and find a moment of yoga. If your full face is breaking out and you didn't have the other areas, then really start implementing the yoga. It took me quite a bit of years to add yoga. And I was like, oh my gosh, yoga is so boring. And I don't know if you feel this way, but I don't need more. But it took me a while to connect with it. And it really has to do with finding the right instructor that you connect with, or that you have a hard time, with your mind in concentrating on, what you're doing, because maybe you have a little bit of stuff where you have a hard time just focusing because you have so much other stuff going on in your life. And so yoga is a way to connect with your body and to be able to help things move through smoothly. So through all those 3 tips, this is stuff that we work with in Fit Camp. So this weekend coming up, I would love for you to step in and be part of Fit Camp. But let me explain what it is. I'm going to give you the dates that's threaded throughout the year, so you can step in today for this investment right here, $49.97. usually 297. So we're going to go into that. So this weekend, May 31st is going to be one of the days. We are going to be focused in on 3 areas: your mental sabotages, and this is all virtual, by the way. And all the tips that I gave you today is just a sliver of what you're going to be working on for Saturday and Sunday. And since it is a weekend, you want to make sure your house is quiet, or that you're off somewhere where you're going to be able to have some calmness, because it is an incredible 2 days, and it's a big jump start to help you shift and help you get your mindset for what's happening for your personal body and what is going on, so that you can make changes that you need to make to be able to lose the weight, to be able to feel and look younger. The other area is you're going to be working out, and you're going to be getting a workout video right when you decide to opt in. It's at Fit Camp Beta Stage. You want to feel like there's changes that happen quick, and when you go on a particular diet, sometimes your body will shift right away, but to keep something attainable, you want to be able to learn and get the tools to be able to take care of your body, and that's what Fit Camp is all about. So it's for you. It's a live virtual workshop if you're ready to learn what to eat to lose weight for your personal weight loss. Your personal weight loss, because today, you know how we talked about like specific areas that was happening to your skin and how you can take care of that and how that kind of declogs you? This is what you learn in these 2 days of Fit Camp. That you're ready to learn weight loss tips that will keep your weight off permanently. So not that your weight's not going to ever for the rest of your life fluctuate, but that you're going to have the control of how to lose weight. And that when sometimes if you decide that you're going to be eating what I call junk food, that you automatically know that the next day I'm going to be bloated up, or instantly. But at least you have the idea and the knowledge of being able to manage your weight. And this is what Fit Camp is all about. Are you ready to learn how to burn fat fast through eating and life balance? So say you have extra weight on you. Sometimes when you have issues with your kidneys and there's other reasons, like thyroid, other reasons that you may have extra body fat, this is how you're going to learn to eat the foods that fit and cycle into to what's happening for your body. You're going to learn that there's a way to be able to eat specifically for your body and your health conditions. If you're ready to make a change towards better health and balance in your life, then I want you in there with Fit Camp. It is a very exciting place to be. If you're excited, enthusiastic, ready to step into a new way of thinking to shift your day for success and leave the mental sabotages behind, let's talk about that. A lot of our mental sabotages stop us from doing these new things, stop us from feeling like we are worthy of something. And what we do in Fit Camp is really focus in on what is stopping us and how we're going to expand and open up your mind. And usually when I do weekends like this, you'll find times where you just feel like you're shaking inside because it's something new. But as you go through the process, you start feeling comfortable with doing new things. Because first thing is, if you haven't been on a live call virtual with being coached, it's a wonderful experience. And today, hopefully, you're having a great experience with me. But you're going to go in deeper because you're going to be with me from 9 to 2 Pacific time on Saturday. 9 to 2 Pacific time on Sunday, and it is an incredible journey. You have to be ready. You have to be excited, enthusiastic, having that energy ready to go. Looking for support to move your health journey forward and ready to be stretched mentally to your future health possibilities. So many possibilities for you. When you start opening up your world, and you have to have examples in your life, I know, because when you find yourself being open to new things, all of a sudden you're saying hello to people you haven't said hello to, or people are saying hello or being more nice because you're being more open to new things, that you're having new experiences. That's what Fit Camp is all about. If you're ready to work with a coach to jump into your action to get to your number one goal, I put goals because sometimes we have a few goals. We like to multitask, and sometimes there's not just one goal we have, but we have an idea of all these different areas we want to work in and how we're going to get there. So through this Fit Camp. It's $49.97. You're going to go into Fit Camp Beta stage on this URL, and you'll see it right there. As soon as you come in, you're going to be looking at this page, and you're going to see additional testimonials with Maria talking about that Rhonda's dedicated, reliable, knowledgeable professional who is genuinely in touch with each of her clients and their individual goals. Rhonda truly makes a connection with each of her clients. Rhonda strives to make healthy changes fun. She shares healthy recipes with knowledge behind the foods and why the specific foods benefit our bodies. Marie, thank you. I appreciate that so much, because all of this is number one when it comes to if you want to be part of Fit Camp. That you feeling that you can trust me, that I'm knowledgeable. Well, as a health coach, being in the health industry for over 16 years, I've been able to guide people in these successes. And the success stories I've shared with you today, there's more. There's videos on my website if you want to go in and check that out. You need this Fit Camp if you're feeling like your energy, weight loss, confidence has been affecting your personal life and business productivity. I work with a lot of business women, and the productivity is very important. And when you don't have the confidence and the relaxed moments where you can have that, where you can relax your mind and have that creative time, you need that for your business. So this helps you open up. You'll learn how to naturally boost energy so that you have higher productivity days. You learn how to lose weight fast so that you fit into the clothes with increased confidence to be more visible in your day and your business. And I call it sexy jeans, just being able to put on those jeans and say, man, I feel good. You'll learn how to increase your balance in your life so that you calm the chaos, bring your mental clarity together, decrease workplace stress, and in general, learn how to stop stress to have higher productive days, accomplish your tasks and goals, you have more mental clarity, calm the cortisol so you can lose weight. The midsection is directly connected with your cortisol and your stress, and sometimes when we're a go, go, go kind of attitude, our midsection really puffs up because our body is not calm and the cortisol takes over, and we do not want that. You learn how to build your personal plan, your foods that we talked about today. You learn how to build your own plan based on your sabotages, based on the types of workouts that you want, because we're going to be working out and talking about how you should be eating, you know. And then you're going to be learning about the stuff that's happened where you're aging and what kind of foods is going to connect you directly with the foods that you need to implement into your life, just like what we talked about today. So I'm very excited about this Fit Camp. What you're going to do is pick a date. This weekend, May 31st and June 1st is the weekend, and it's right before summer, right before vacations. It's perfect. So if you want to step in there, go into Fit Camp Beta stage. July 12th and 13th, so it's not the 4th of July weekend, but it's before that. I'm sorry, it's right after that, which is great. So do your 4th of July and then come in on the 12th and the 13th and really get your balance. September 13th and 14th, a lot of that is now that we're into our schedule, especially there's a cycle if you are dealing with your year-end stuff. Sometimes people have like a September 30th year-end in their business. This is a way to build up that energy so you can finish off your year and doing it right. If you have kids, this is the time where your kids are already back in school and you want to get the life balance again. That's when you're going to be doing that. Or if it just fits in your schedule. November 1st and 2nd, I've been thinking about adding an October one. So if you have if there's a time where you really want to do October, make sure that you give me a holler and tell me that you're looking for an October date. But if you get in today, what you do is you pick a date. If that date does not work for you, then you go in and say, hey, this date's not working for me. I'm going to choose another weekend. And then I'll opt you into the next weekend. But you have to tell me before the weekend starts that you have been, that you said you're going to be part of. Once you get in, you have a master grocery list, which you've already started a master grocery list today. You're going to get recipes. You want to make sure you prep your food by Friday. We're going to do a Friday call at 6 o'clock Pacific time so that you're ready and focused for Saturday and Sunday. You're going to have a special diet that you're going to be eating, which is eating clean. That's all it is, just eating clean. Then you're going to have your Fit Camp food workbook, and that is where you're going to be building your personal plan of the foods that are going to fit for you and the foods that you want to shift. So when you leave, by Sunday, by the time that you leave, you're going to have this workbook already built of the foods that are going to be working for you. And you're going to be highly educated on what's happening for your body, and also you're going to be ready to go more deep into tackling those sabotages that you do. And we're going to, sometimes we have to dig so deep that we'll even think about stories about when we were in, 5 years old. I call it the 5-year-old child. And, sometimes you just feel like you want to just throw a tantrum because you're just so frustrated. And then, but when you go through Fit Camp, you really learn to acknowledge that and being able to position yourself as an adult and what your adult would do relative to, to blasting somebody because maybe you're upset with them or maybe misunderstanding something, whatever your triggers are. You're also going to get a workout video. I did this muscle yoga video, and muscle yoga is a lot with weights and movement and yoga. So it's a blend of calmness with working your muscles, and it's nice and smooth. Oh, I love it. Very unique. I like to do new stuff. So again, go to Fit Camp, beta stage. You'll see there's a hyphen in between. And so I hope you had this great experience with me with finding the 3 key steps to losing weight. Remember, we connected with losing weight has to do with that your body is not releasing the water tension that's holding the calories, whatever it is, because it's dealing with shifts based on maybe the food you're eating or the lifestyles. So each tip, we talked about a lifestyle idea of how to balance that. Plus, we went through, the foods that are going to help balance some things. So I'm going to scroll up here really quick. We're going to go through each one and just summarize it. We looked under the eyes, and we were saying if there was swelling going on, that these are the foods you're going to implement, and that you're also going to add a timer in your day. So 3 times out of the day, you're literally going to take a moment to take 2 breaths. Those breaths are going to be meaningful, and you should do that and start it right now. It'll make a big difference in your mental clarity and the direction you're going with your day. Second tip was we talked about chin breakouts, and a lot of it can do with just carrying extra fat, having some hormonal shifts. Add your ginger. Look at finding out what sassy water is. It's a great one. You can Google that. Start making your own dressings. Add ginger to it. Do ginger in your marinades for your meat, for anything that you marinate. You want to add your cardiovascular with this so you get your circulation pumped and things moving forward so that it's not clogged. I talked about if you have full face breakout, that you want to add extra fibrous foods. Take away the regular fruits and vegetables. Go to organic for a while. See if that really helps the shift in your skin. And you really want to crowd out the other foods. You hear I didn't say anything about taking anything away except working with dairy and milk products. But usually as a health coach, I'll never say you can't have something. But since you're dealing with the full face breakout, this is the way to clear it up, is to really follow this and take the guidance. You can add salads to add your high fibrous foods. You can add kale, which has great fiber. You're going to saute it with your meat, and that's where you're going to saute. Have your meat about 3/4 done. Then take that out of the pan. Get your kale, garlic, olive oil. Saute the garlic with the kale. Let it kind of break down. Add the meat, and you'll love it. Add yoga to your day so you can balance, relax your intestines. Now, that'll be a great way to do that. So there are 3 tips. This is the stuff that we talk about the mental sabotages. We talk about the foods that you're eating and why you should be making some shifts. And then we also get you in for working out. So you're going to get a video that you can click on anytime. You don't have to wait just for the weekend. That is actually your video. So you get a free video with just opting in as a bonus for opting into the Fit Camp. So your call to action right now. So we're at the end of the call. I want you to take a couple deep breaths in and out. But I want you to make sure that you review all 4 videos of the Mind, Body, Soul series. So the 3 steps here is based on all 4 videos that I made in really guiding you in the way that I did today. And it really supports you, and that also is connected with Fit Camp and the stuff that we do. Also, I want you to sign up for Fit Camp. You can figure out what weekend's going to work for you and pick a date. And if this is not working for you, if there's something that's missing, I would love to hear from you because I've been getting great results. But if this isn't for you, I would love to hear from you and tell me what is working, what works for you in the way that you think Fit Camp is really going to work for you and that you're excited and that you're going to sign up, or that something that I might have missed something and maybe not explained something well. I'd love to hear from you. So we learned a lot over this hour, and I want you to absorb it. Take those notes of really taking charge of your day. You can also find this video replaying on YouTube, my YouTube channel, YouTube/Rhonda Liebig. You have a fit day. Get into action. Implement the stuff into your calendar. Use my fit process. Get your mind focused on using the tips. Get into action by adding it to your calendar and really start implementing it, reevaluating if it's working for you, and step into Fit Camp, and I will catch up with you soon. Thank you for spending time with me.